Welcome, language learners, to episode 8 of the Confidence Reset for multi-passionate language learners who are looking for more joy, more encouragement, and more confidence in their studies. I post this video series every Monday through Thursday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button below to tune in at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time every morning. So this has definitely happened to me, but I do wonder about anyone else who has tried to transform their own hurt into motivation to learn a language. So we can think about, they said that I couldn't do it. They said that this language would be too hard for me. Well, I'm going to show them. I'm going to prove them wrong, put them in their place, etc. Now, of course, we can be successful with this mentality, and we've heard so many stories outside of language learning too, where people have gained the success this way. But here's why this can also hurt us even more than what we originally bargained for. So we definitely love proving others wrong in many cases. I do as well, especially if these people have hurt us in the past. They didn't believe that we could achieve what our hearts were wanting us to do. There were many times in my own language learning where others said, "Why are you learning Arabic and Russian? Good luck with that." Or, "No way you can learn a language abroad." Or even something more indirect. I remember when I was in my intensive German course after living in Germany for the first time, and someone had said in the class, "Wow, he is the best speaker out of all of us." So you can see how I also logically turned that into motivation from the hurt that I felt from that indirect comment from someone else. I'm going to show them that I am the best speaker actually. So no matter what has come from who, and no matter how close or distant this person was to our hearts, words can hurt, and so can our perceptions of what those words mean to us. As I said, even though this can lead to your language success on the journey, it can also lead to our perceived failures being even bigger. Because if we do something that we perceive as a failure on our journey, maybe we didn't learn enough vocab, or we felt like we totally bombed that conversation with our conversation partner, or we didn't understand anything our tandem partner was saying to us. Those perceived failures, depending on what kind of mental state you're in, that can raise the intensity of what this perceived failure on our bodies feels like to us. And it feels really, really bad, because then you think, oh wow, maybe that person is right. Of course, the high that we get from saying, oh, I did prove them wrong and put them in their place, that feels great. It feels comforting to us. It feels empowering, but it also has the opposite effect, because our lows in our language learning feel even more like defeats. And along with that can come even more feeling self-critical on ourselves, blaming ourselves for things that are probably out of our control anyways, and just becoming more frustrated. We may start to think of success more in black and white metrics. In short, this motivation of hurt can cause you to raise the stakes of whether you perceive that you succeeded or failed something, add even more meaning to success and failure. It might feel like the whole world is really against us, when in reality, sometimes things just happen. We can't be on all the time as language learners, so maybe we did have trouble understanding everything in that one class. Maybe things like COVID in the past had interrupted our travel plans. Maybe more mistakes happen simply because we are low energy and we're experiencing the fatigue, and the result of that fatigue, maybe even making more mistakes than we would normally when we're alert. That would happen to all of us. It's not you. It's not that the world is against you. It's easy to fall into that mentality when we are indeed using hurt as motivation. Now, of course, our experiences shape us into who we are. I'm not saying to not reflect at all about what we've already gone through. It is hard to ignore them. It is hard to not be hurt by them, and it is okay when it has hurt. It is okay to acknowledge that you were hurt by them. But when we are at our lowest points in language learning, and we feel frustrated and we feel like everything is against us, everyone else around us is also ahead, it never helps to hear those voices right in the back of our heads being even more critical on ourselves, especially when those comments are ill-informed and incorrect, because those people that said those things, they don't understand us in our full entirety. Instead of choosing those voices to replace them with a little bit more mindfulness, a little bit more self-compassion, I encourage you to practice choosing your own voice over and over. I'd love to know your thoughts on this topic as well. If you would like to work more one-on-one with me, you can definitely book a free discovery call in the description below, and check out this video for more language learning confidence.